physically up until the finals, playing against a Pro Tour ringer at the time. He
Yeah.
was just pretty tired. Now to the match at hand.
Looks like they're getting ready to start. But yeah, that match, I don't know when I first saw it. I'm sure I didn't watch it any time around the 1999 when it actually happened. But not too long after. But it's amazing, like being able to see not only you see Brian Davis and you say maybe he made some mistakes because he was tired, but I think a lot of it was Bob Maher.
Bob Maher was a master,
knowing exactly what to do and playing just perfectly. So.
First land from David Houghton.
It's a misty rainforest.
Says go. And then we see a marsh flats from Gerard Fabiano.
It looks like we're watching standard for the moment.
We'll have to see. Maybe he will Inquisition of Kozilek here for you to go with a swamp. We'll see. Swamp?
I think he may have gotten Swamp Plains. Yeah.
Oh, a Swamp Plains.
Yeah, Swamp Plains, which is not in standard, the Swamp Plains, but there is a Thoughtseize.
So we have departed from standard.
Yeah.
By a good $100.
A relative of Inquisition of Kozilek. Thoughtseize took.
I've got a note from the internet.
Didn't take anything yet.
Chicago player Ronnie Serio saying that yes, that was the most magical match ever that you were referring to earlier. That Bob Maher Brian Davis finals. Here we are not in the finals. We are in round 5 of Legacy here at Star City Games Open Series in Boston. David Houghton here on the right playing Nobant, and Gerard Fabiano on the left playing a deck he is calling Team Italia. And for you old school veterans out there, this might look something to you like the Disruption King deck of about 1997. Badlands, look at that. Those are some beautiful dual lands.
Yep. Black border duels.
Hymn to Torak. Thoughtseize into Hymn to Torak. Always good. We might see some sort of brainstorm action to protect the hand.
And there it is.
There it is. Now, on the off chance that Natural Order does its job, it would get out a Progenitus. And if a Progenitus hits the board, Gerard has no recourse but to race it.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Racing Progenitus is always hard work.
Yeah, it does have protection from everything.
I did watch someone win a race versus Progenitus once at Grand Prix Columbus, playing for top 8, but I can't for the life of me remember who it was. It was a Terravore racing against the Terravore and a huge Knight of the Reliquary, so it can happen.
So, first, Dave just, the Hymn to Torak hit a Tropical Island and a Swords to Plowshares. Also, I believe Brian Kibler raced a Progenitus in Pro Tour Austin.
Yeah. It's doable.
Yeah.
It can happen.
He used Baneslayers, I believe, to do it.
Yeah, this player used a Basilisk Collar, and Gerard Fabiano not only has Basilisk Collar in his deck, but he has the ways to tutor for it with 4 Stoneforge Mystics. Sadly, though, I don't think any of these creatures are going to be of any kind of epic proportions, size-wise. Green Sun Zenith from David Houghton.
And there's a Tarmogoyf. Gerard does not look amused.
He almost looks like he doesn't particularly care what David does. What's that? For those, I can't say who I would want to quote, but I'm thinking of Turbo Bob Wagner and what Turbo Bob Wagner might say right now. Rashad knows. Another fetch land. This looks like a Bloodstained Mire.
How big is it? Instant land sorcery.
Gerard trying to decide what exactly to do here. Any idea how large the Tarmogoyf is? The graveyard.
I can't quite tell. The graveyard is off screen. There's some land in there. There's a Thoughtseize. There's a Hymn to Torak. A Swords to Plowshares. So right now we're at least 3/4. If there's a creature in David's yard, then it's a 4/5.
Double Grim Lavamancer from Gerard. And a Sensei's Divining Top. That's a productive turn. From empty board to 3 permanents beyond his lands. And pretty significant ones.
In a lot of ways, this deck that Gerard is playing is very similar to Pro Tour Junk, which we've been seeing have a lot of play recently. They are cousins. Actually, when I first designed Pro Tour junk, what I tried to do is I tried to design Disruption King, but with green creatures.
Yeah, 11. Yep, 11. Perfect, right.
So green instead of
red,
right?
yeah.
Interesting that you didn't go with red there.
Well, you know.
Sometimes red's not the answer, I guess.
And Grim Lavamancer is going to try to make Tarmogoyf a little bit smaller, reducing the diversity of graveyards.
2 damage to it.
Removing Thoughtseize and Hymn to Torok, unless I miss my guess.
2 damage to it.
And then perhaps removing 2 other things. And right now we're going to, I think, see... Oh,
Yeah,
nope,
there
there
it
it goes.
Nice foil to the Tarmogoyf, and I don't mean it was a foil Tarmogoyf.
Okay. 10. 10. You're at 10, yeah.
And Bob.
Dark Confidant.
Yeah,
There's Bob.
There's Bob.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
The conclusion of that match in Chicago, if only there had been a camera, the crowd swelled, Bob grabbed his beautiful fiancée in his arms, they spun around, there was cheering, it was insane.
Wow, that part got cut off.
No, there wasn't, the camera, the match was done, the camera went elsewhere.
Yeah.
David Houghton drawing a card, looking at the board. Natural order, there's a Progenitus. And Gerard is like, well, that's problematic.
Time to race. Not very good.
Yeah, what you got?
You didn't know.
You got it?
You screwed it. I mean, I'm saying, should I kill the thing? Maybe I should have killed that.
Oh, I didn't know it was there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess I messed up.
Yeah, his Lavamancers
What did I think then?
could have taken out the target, but he would have had the Tarmogoyf to sacrifice. So
So I played that card.
actually, no, he wouldn't have been able to cast the natural order if Gerard had killed the Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
Of course, Gerard had no way of knowing that. Not only did David not have a 4th land, but he also had natural order in his hand.
So at this point, looking at Gerard's main list, this is pretty much a moment to scoop it up. He doesn't have any way to gain enough life to erase the Progenitus. He's looking at that natural order and he's like, what is this, Bob Wagner?
Right at the top.
One of the things that you can see here with this situation, Progenitus, just such a problem. I mean, if Gerard was at like 20 life, right, it's possible that he could muster enough, of an offense after sideboarding to be able to put up a race. But
Right.
game 1, being at 10 life, no.
Yeah, not happening. So
What happened? You scoop? I saw top.
this looks like a really fun deck. I'm kind of very interested in playing something like a natural order Bant. Yeah, I love the interaction with Green Sun Zenith and Dryad Arbor. That's something that really attracts me. But being able to just natural order for something like Progenitus seems just like a lot of fun. And then just the rest of the creatures in the deck are a lot of fun as well. Tarmogoyf, Vendilion Clips, Knight of the Reliquaries, Fauna Shaman. I mean, looking at David's list, obviously. Scrib Ranger. It's a card I loved to play when it was in Standard.
One of the things that's kind of funny to me about Gerard playing this list that he put together, right, is that Gerard really cut his teeth on the Pro Tour with the deck Pro Tour junk. And for him to inadvertently create a deck that Pro Tour junk was based upon, I think that's really, really amusing.
Yeah, kind of just the cycle.
Full
there.
circle,
Yeah,
the
full
cycle
circle.
of Magic Life.
Right. All right, so what do we think? What can they? We were saying post sideboard he can race Progenitus. Possibly.
He can potentially race it because what he could do is he could, I believe Burnt Forge Tender could be used to prevent the Progenitus' damage. I'm pretty sure Burnt Forge Tender doesn't target the damage. A source.
Look it up.
right? So what he can do with the Burnt and Forge Tender is the damage is coming from that. It's not targeted when he Burnt and Forge Tenders it. So he can effectively fog several times. He's got Ranger of Eos to get several of the Burnt and Forge Tenders, and that's a way to potentially race while he's hitting, theoretically, with an equipped creature, right? Particularly if that equipment is something like Umezawa's Jit, or a combination of Collar and something. Now, it looks like he didn't actually expect to see a Natural Order come out of David Houghton's deck.
Yeah.
And so, as a result, you can also expect that he's going to be much more cautious with how he allows creatures to live.
Yeah, I mean, he had the opportunity there to kill the Noble Hierarch with his Grim Lavamancers, and if David did not have the fourth land, which it appeared he did not, that would have saved him from the Natural Order, resolving at least that turn. David needed to use the mana from the Noble Hierarch to cast the Natural Order, and of course sacrifice the green creature. But he did. If Gerard had killed the Hierarch, he would have still had a Tarmogoyf to face down. But he clearly had ways to potentially deal with the Tarmogoyf. In the Grim Lavamancers themselves, he just may have had to take a bit of damage from it. But just a turn, one more swing from it, I guess.
How are you doing in the series right now?
Which, to be fair, that's a significant amount of damage. But,
I only played
it's certainly not the same thing as the Progenitus, because at least with the Tarmogoyf, even if it's out of range of a Grim Lavamancer, he does have answers. Vindicates, swords.
Chump block for a little bit more time,
Beer consultant.
Okay.
Tell people like Kevin Euclid will beer to buy.
I don't know what Kevin Euclid
He's
is.
the first baseman player. So.
Okay. And you tell him what beer to buy?
Yeah, he's the beer geek. So.
There's like, is it a company or is it like your own company?
Now, the Natural Order, it is not the same as other things. It is a cost. So he has to actually have the creature.
It's not.
If he's got two creatures in play, like say it's a Noble Hierarch and a Tarmogoyf, the Natural Order, you have to kill both of them. So really, I mean, taking out that Tarmogoyf was pretty necessary at the time. And then was it the subsequent turn that his opponent went down and I don't think it was the next turn that he cast Natural Order. I think he put a Noble Hierarch in play, and then on the turn after that, cast Natural Order.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting though.
It was he had Tarmogoyf in play first, then played Noble Hierarch swing with the Goyf.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then-
he did have them both in play at the same time.
Yeah, and then the next turn was when he used the Hierarch.
So I mean, ultimately, there wasn't really an opportunity for Gerard to be able to take out both creatures.
Right.
So the Natural Order was going to go through. I wasn't sure if there was a moment in there where he had the opportunity to.
Yeah. Basically, what would have happened is if he would have killed the Hierarch, David would have he was stalled on 3 lands. So he would have had Tarmogoyf 3 lands in play, not able to cast a Natural Order at that point.
Well,
Who knows? Maybe David had a 4th land in his hand, but he didn't play it. So that's why I doubt it.
It's certainly possible that Gerard, instead of casting the Sensei's Divining Top, might have had access to a Bolt, but it's hard to say. A Natural Order first gaining notice because Jamie Wakefield's magnificent masterpiece, Secret Force, which kind of got him some chuckles at the time. But remember, Jamie Wakefield qualified during Combo Winter with a Natural Order deck that would seek up Verdant Forces and otherwise was a fast mana deck. And then in subsequent extended seasons, that was amongst the most powerful decks of the extended format. Jamie Wakefield getting a lot of grief from people as a not serious tournament player, but I mean he is somebody that has qualified for the Pro Tour many times, and
Yeah, he has that book quest for the Pro Tour, which
man,
tells that story.
Thoughtseize.
That's a good trick.
Nah, you would get in trouble. You would get in trouble for that.
What do you got, David?
I'm confused. So Gerard
Pithing
just-
Needle and what? Path to
like-
Exile?
Yeah, Path to Exile.
Oh, you
Pithing
definitely
Needle,
keep it right.
Yeah, I mean, it has a bunch of land.
I should say pithing. It is pithy.
Pithy. Yeah, I always call it Pithing Needle. I don't know if it's
I
Pithing
believe
or
it's from
Pithing.
pith, so then it would be pithing needle.
Pithing Needle. All right. But what did he hit? Did you see?
I think I saw him take the path, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Gerard pointed out I mean, Rashad pointed out what Gerard just did was he said
Get a read on
Thoughtseize
me.
you, and David
definitely get the
threw
read
his
on me.
hand down, and then Gerard said, "No, I'm just kidding. I don't have Thoughtseize." And David took up, and Gerard said, "No, I have Thoughtseize."
Tropical Island from David Houghton.
Gerard's one of those guys who's he's very kind of fun-loving kind of character and very difficult to read because you can't tell when he's messing with you. At least I have trouble figuring out, like, is he messing with me or what?
And there's Bob. Bob probably has the invitational card that's been seeing the most play since its creation.
Yeah, seems right. I mean, it's such a great card.
I remember a lot of people, Phyrexian Arena was around when that card was printed,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were like, Dark Confidant isn't very good. I mean, it can do more damage to you and they can kill it.
Yeah.
But you don't really see Phyrexian Arena seeing much play in Legacy.
No, not at all. You know, Phyrexian Arena can't attack. Phyrexian Arena does not interact much with Brainstorms and Jaces and Sensei's Divining Tops to provide the card for free.
Bob attacks. David Houghton looking through his library for a land. Look at that.
It's
Dryad
a Dryad
Arbor.
Arbor. Now,
From the trees comes a Dryad Arbor.
yeah.
Trade. Yeah.
So how many Dryad Arbors does he
One.
He runs two.
Two.
Yeah, I was going to say, the
That's a lot.
one we watched earlier was just one. And I had thought to myself at the time that I know I'd seen lists running two, which I think is right, because I think gives David the option to do something like he just did, fetch a blocker.
Right.
So Gerard playing the Callblade staple, Stoneforge Mystic. If you don't know it, it costs a 1 and a white, and I'm just kidding, you better know what I'm talking about. You definitely know what Stoneforge Mystic is.
What's your life? I would be at 19. Okay. Go ahead.
I didn't quite see what he grabbed, though. Was it Jite? Okay, that's what I expected. And David plays a Tundra and a Pithing Needle.
Sure.
And he probably names Jite. Yeah, I would think. I mean, he could name Stoneforge, but that seems a little bit, I don't think that's the right play. So, Sensei's Divining Top. Oh, he named Jit, which is not Jite, okay?
You know, if you've got a not very wise judge, you could perhaps get the Jit to whiff.
I don't know what that is. This is Jite, and I'll Google it and show you.
You know, we were trying to come up with a title for that natural order deck that we saw the first round. It wasn't a Bant list. It didn't have any white.
Right.
Perhaps we could think of it as an Intet the Dreamer natural order deck, because it was those colors. It was the rug colors.
Right.
No rug.
No rug. Sounds right. And
And
there
here's
we
a
have,
green Sun Zenith for 2.
Yeah, for one, I think.
Seta rug? Or no Seta? Rashad offers up no Seta as the list name for that other archetype.
So David gets a Noble Hierarch with the green Sun Zenith, and that eats a Swords to Plowshares from Gerard.
Gerard, you can expect, is going to just tear up every creature that hits.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just all about destroying the entire anything that David can sacrifice for natural order is public enemy number 1 for Gerard. And there's Jite from Gerard, I believe, off of the Stoneforge Mystic. Or did he just play it? And yeah, he did. Okay.
Knock that in. That was all.
So
Yeah.
and now he is using Sensei's Divining Top.
Full card?
Bless you.
And we see Caracas Tropical Island I believe is that Green Sun Zenith again? No, I can't tell. I don't think it is. I guess it could be, but I was having trouble telling. Well, Gerard's trying to decide here.
He's got some thinking to do.
Yeah, alright, so it, I'm having trouble seeing what those two non-land cards are.
I mean, I think it's a natural order.
That's the one I thought it was. Oh,
Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf, okay.
There we go. It's from the future.
It is.
In the future, all Magic cards will look like that.
Yeah, one day. And they'll print Tarmogoyf again, exactly. So, so I believe Gerard just used Sensei's Divining Top, got an Inquisition of Kozilek on the top, flipped the top, grabbed the Inquisition and cast it, and took the Tarmogoyf from David's hand as well. So David now is left with Caracas and Tropical Island in hand, while Gerard gets in with the Stoneforge Mystic, I believe.
Yeah, you can crack more of the fetches this game. Gerard hasn't touched it. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so David's hand,
Two cards.
just a couple of lands.
We get a little word from a bird. What does he say?
5-0.
Alex Bertoncini, 5-0.
Oh, I thought it was Hawaii 5-0.
Hawaii, 5-0.
Take it. 11.
I like one of the names thrown out by Adrian St. John. No rug burn.
Yeah, there we go. I like that one. So is
Sadly,
that
there's only 6 burn spells in there, so
Dryad Arbor in play for David?
a very dangerous moment here for Gerard. He can equip that sword, or that Umezawa's Jite, and upon doing so, I believe the Pithing Needle is naming the Mystic, but it might be naming Jite.
I think it named Jite.
Oh, it is naming Jite? Okay, so that won't work. Well, in for one.
I think Gerard just played it because why not?
Wasteland the Dryad Arbor. Very, very nice way to kill that.
Yeah. Gerard is being very, very careful this round. This game, sorry.
Round match game.
Round match game, exactly. So, Windswept Heath from David Houghton. And top activation from Gerard.
No, the Heath. Gerard knows that the Heath can now fetch up a Dryad Arbor. What he doesn't know is that right now both of David Houghton's Dryad Arbors are in the graveyard.
Yeah, he has no idea how many Dryad Arbors are in the deck now that he's seen 2. He may think, well, probably little chance of him running more than 2, because I don't think I've seen a list that runs more than 2.
Yeah, 2. I think Rashad built one with 4 once.
Yeah.
It was for block constructed, Rashad says.
Sounds
that
good.
was a really cool deck, though. It had a... I can't remember the name of the green version of...
In with the Mystic again.
Go ahead.
whatever that weird ability is where you discard.
And there's a Scrib Ranger.
Yeah, Fist of Baru, that's it. What you got there is a Scrib Ranger?
Yep.
Oh boy, that is an instant, or a flashy,
Yeah.
flashy pro blue.
That's one of my favorite creatures ever, alongside.
Yeah, and Rashad's like, I had that card in my block deck too.
Yeah. I played it in Scribbin Force with the deck that I had together with that, like with Spectral Force.
And then Lightning Bolt here from Gerard Fabiano
Not as cool.
takes care of the Scrib Ranger. Scrib Ranger is awesome.
Pro Blue, not Pro Bolt.
Go, says David Houghton.
I believe all that's in his hand is Caracas, and Gerard knows that.
And looks again after the draw. Anything in there that's a little bit better?
Here we see another game where Sensei's Divining Top is really giving Gerard all the cards he needs to deal with everything that David plays, and David can't. David does not have anything doing anything of the sort for him.
Gerard has looked at 4
Oh,
cards
wow.
this turn so far.
Okay, I thought David only had 1 card in hand, but he's got 3, so.
Now Gerard's going to look at 5, 6, and 7 cards this turn.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of cards. The only thing really keeping this from having already gone to Game 3 is that pithing needle on the Umezawa's Jite. That would have done a heck of a lot more damage if that pithing needle wasn't there.
Gerard carefully arranges the top of the library.
Does Gerard even have an answer to pithing needle?
Vindicate.
Okay, that'll work.
Check.
I think that's everything.
Go ahead.
Says go. David Houghton drawing a card. 4 cards now in hand. Lays another pithing needle. Perhaps naming Sensei's Divining Top.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh,
Yeah.
I am going to look at the top of my library, but I might have effects in response.
Activate touch.
Nope, I'm going to let the look happen.
Alright, do so I'm going to hide the top.
Going to
Activate and stack, okay? So
draw.
draws on
In
the stack.
response, look.
You have to pay another mana for that.
How are you declaring it, says David Houghton? I know Gerard knows what he wants to do, but we're going to making sure that he declares it right.
I
Oh,
don't see the top. I just want to correct. Okay.
draw. Oh, there's a look. Because he wants to do his look in response draw is what he wants to do.
Right.
That's not what happens, Gerard.
Yeah, this
That's
is very
not.
weird.
You should stop that table, Judge.
Yeah, Nick's over there. Saban's over there.
We'll stop that table, Judge.
Yeah, what just happened?
Okay. What looks like it was happened there. Okay. It looks like that was misdeclared by Gerard.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure what ended up happening. Like, it looked like he just drew 3 cards, put the top in there, and put the 3 back.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't get a card from it at all. Like he
Yeah.
just went -1 cards.
He kind of ousted his Sensei's Divining Top. Double oust.
Alright, go ahead.
Pretty sure he put it 4th from the bottom.
No, he put it on.
Fourth from the top, that's what I
No,
mean.
he put it on top.
Oh, he
he
put-
put it directly on top.
Okay. Still strange. I'm not sure what happened. But okay.
I'm thinking that something went wrong there, but the question of what is worth noting.
Obviously, the players have moved past it, so we may as well just continue. Meantime, Stoneforge Mystic continues to just ping for 1. And David's hand getting pretty stacked.
Yeah, I think we have gotten to the point where it's not reparable any longer.
Yeah. And Sylvan
Sylvan Library.
from
Oh,
David.
I love that card. It looks like an Italian Sylvan Library. I'm not kidding.
I kind of don't think... I didn't think you were. And Counterspell from Gerard. Oh, just kidding.
Oh,
Basilisk
Basilisk
Collar.
Collar. Hey, a little bit of life.
Says this will do something, maybe? In
Even
game.
a smidge of life can help.
A little bit of lifelink, right? How many Wastelands does Gerard have in play? It's at least 1, but I thought
Just
I saw
1, I
2.
think, but there
Okay.
might be a second. I think it's just 1.
Okay.
Yeah, be able to verify in a moment
I
after
had
his
him
hands
11,
move.
10, and then I
Yeah,
rolled
I'm pretty
10
sure
again.
it was
So maybe
what
it
I
should be
thought
a
was the second
nine.
Wasteland is that
He's a
martial
10.
arts.
It was my life. It's 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Not that it looks at all like Wasteland, but that was the card that he was covering up that I suspected.
Yeah, that's various duels and a wasteland.
Yeah.
And a martial arts. Gerard looks.
Yeah, fetches, not looks.
Or, yeah, fetches.
If he looks without a Divining Top in play, whether or not the Pith and Needle's on it, I think we have yet another problem.
I mean, we'll have to watch the replay later in the comfort of our own homes once it's been uploaded by Rashad. But I kind of think that what ended up happening there is that Gerard just didn't draw.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the top actually did not get into that far, and I think it went on top of his library.
I thought it went under the
He
top
started
three,
doing
but
that, and then he took it. Then he took it back.
Maybe he took it back,
He
okay.
took it back. But then I think what happened is he did not draw the card for top.
Or top, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, there was a flurry of motion. Sylvan Library now is going to do its work. Sylvan Library, the precursor to Sensei's Divining Top.
Yeah.
Sylvan, importantly, has been Oracle texted, so it does not do what it once did. It instead does what you imagine it would do.
Pro Player 77 says what he did was draw a card and then put it on top.
Yeah, trust me.
I think that's pretty much what ended up happening, one way or another.
You're gonna say.
He never ended up with it in his hand.
I don't think he did. I don't think he got it in his hand.
I don't think so either. And there's a brainstorm from David.
Pyroblast?
Pyroblast from Gerard.
Yeah.
Is Gerard now empty-handed, I believe?
I believe so.
Did Gerard take all the creatures out of his deck besides Stoneforge Mystic?
Well, I mean, he probably has Bobs in there.
Yeah, it's just kind of...
I mean, I imagine
he does
still
have
has
Bob
his
because
figures.
he definitely still has Bob because it got blocked by a surprise Dryad Arbor earlier. And David fetches.
Sylvan Library, it's like such a classic card. That is my favorite card in Magic.
Yeah, you'd think you'd have started a column called Sullivan Library for Star City Games at some point.
Well, actually, I started that column for the dojo a long time ago.
Was it for the dojo?
Yeah,
Okay. I just
yeah.
know it from Star City. I mean, I don't remember much of the dojo. I did read it, but it was very... I wasn't like constantly reading the dojo like I read articles now.
We've got a Knight of the Reliquary. Gerard has a Knight of the Reliquary killer in the form of a Stoneforge Mystic wielding a Basilisk Collar.
Yeah. He was hoping to just attack all the way with that Stoneforge Mystic.
I'm on 10, yeah. I'm on 10. Yeah, I gained a life from this last thing.
So I don't know if Gerard's still got that Knight of the Reliquary on the stack or something. We're trying to decide whether or not he wants to do something.
5.
It's the face-off here. Mm-hmm. David sitting and waiting to see what Gerard's got. Yep, looking at the Sylvan.
Really close play. 3 cards.
Waiting for something here. Now the God draw for Gerard here would be a Ranger of Eos, but I don't think he has it. Oh, there we go.
There's a Bob.
Just the Bob.
That'll help.
Bob's a helper.
Go ahead.
Says go. He's got somebody on D to handle any of the business.
Yes.
And Sylvan. Does some rearranging. The mana free activation similar to a Sensei's Divining Top. What are we going to see there? I can't quite see it. It's off screen. Natural order off of a creature, probably a Noble Hierarch. Now, David Houghton is at 5 life. He is not out of the woods here. Gerard is in rough shape, but it's not done.
So we see a foil progenitus from David Houghton.
We get a go. Gerard Fabiano reveals.
I love how he slow rolls it.
Stoneforge Mystic. Takes 2.
So 8 to 5.
Draws.
Sorry, what
Doesn't look.
I think he looked when it came off the top of the deck.
second sideboard?
Looks through his yard. Oh, it's his sideboard. Okay, so that's a Burrington Forge Tender in the board. 1, 2.
I think he was looking to see what equipment he may
Have left in.
have left in or brought in, because he does have Sword of Feast and Famine in the sideboard, which he may have brought in.
There are green creatures. If he has a Sword of Feast and Famine, he can get through. Those are green creatures on the other side of the table.
Yeah, they certainly are. So he plays a Stoneforge Mystic, and he's searching through his deck, and I mean, I can't imagine he's sort of Fire and Ice. Is that what that is?
I think that's Fire and Ice.
I didn't even notice that in the deck.
Yeah, Fire and Ice is in the main of the deck.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow, so he must have left a Sword of Feast and Famine in the sideboard. Here, where it would have been...
Where it would have been the kill.
Yeah, it would have been key.
2, 3, 4, 6. You're on 5? Right.
He's looking for a path here. There's a mystery card in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he drew for the turn. We know he revealed the Stoneforge Mystic off of the Dark Confidant, and then drew for the turn. We don't know what that card is. Trying to see what could it possibly be that he would really want. So he was it the Sword of Fire and Ice that he just put into play? Okay.
Attacks for 4 damage. The Knight of the Reliquary has to block. Tapped out as he is.
Can't imagine what that is in his hand.
Okay.
There's nothing that he can do. David just has to block, and then the game ends.
Sure.
Huh. Mazavith? Mazavith would defend himself.
Okay.
He gets Horizon Canopy.
Horizon Canopy. I think he might have just killed himself.
Yep. Okay. So they trade. They trade. I gain 4.
Didn't he block?
Oh, he blocked and then did that. Okay.
Block and use it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did he block?
It wasn't clear really, but I assumed that's what he was doing.
12 life. How much damage does the Progenitus do again?
10, I think.
Still a lot.
Still a lot, yeah. Interestingly, though, Gerard still could win this. All right. He's using Horizon Canopy to draw a card. His Windswept Heath, I believe, is what he drew, or at least it's in his hand, I think. This is a really exciting game.
I agree.
It's just
I agree.
Like it's a really tense game.
I'm not sure how much time is left, but one of the things that's problematic here is that they might not finish a game 3.
Yeah, I don't think they finish a game 3.
I don't think they can.
It smells really good. Wings or something.
No. I did this.
So with this staff.
You activate that one.
7 minutes remain.
7 minutes on the clock. So, looks like Gerard's playing for a draw, or...
Honestly, either of these decks can kill very quickly.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm thinking,
David
like-
can kill more quickly.
So
This game has to end very soon for them to get an opportunity to even play.
Were
another
I
game.
Gerard, I would be asking the judge to tell David to speed up.
Basically, what I'm saying is we draw your card.
Or is it Gerard that's being the one that's slowing
No,
down? I don't know.
Gerard hasn't untapped yet, so I don't even know.
Yeah.
And David hasn't. I don't know exactly. I think there was some discussion with the judge just now, so
Go off before my...
something to do with Horizon Canopy.
Right.
Yeah, I think I don't know. He fetched the Horizon Canopy with the Knight of the Reliquary, and then I think he tried to sacrifice it to draw a card.
I don't think he had any mana available besides the. I mean, if that's the question, I'm pretty sure he was tapped down.
Right.
Still the
If you remember correctly, what was in play before, he had just found Progenitus, and so it should be pretty simple to go through and determine what was done. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So now Sylvan, now the results of Rider is there. Assuming you...
So he did he.
Those
I'm
He,
trying
paid, he tapped 4 lands, those 4 lands that are in play right there, and sacrificed a Noble Hierarch, right? Because I don't think he let the Hierarch...
Right. It was
the Hierarch
cast
summoning
Hierarch,
save.
sack it immediately.
Right, that's what I
Hierarch
thought.
was not used to cast the
Right.
to cast the
Which
spell.
means the Knight of the Reliquary... What did it sacrifice?
It sacrificed a land.
One of the-
that land
one of
was
the
tapped.
pools, right.
Yeah, there were no open lands.
Right, so
when Knight of the
Horizon-
Reliquary activated
right.
its ability.
So Horizon Canopy comes into play, but can't
immediately draw a
sacrifice
card.
to draw a card, and that's
but he
where I
can't
think
let it touch my hand and then switch them around.
the snag is at the moment. Or at least they get a little bit of extra time.
Sure.
I don't know if that's going to help.
That is, you can do whatever you want with those 2 cards.
Yeah.
Now, basically, you now draw a total of 4 cards.
Okay. Something to do with possibly Sylvan Library? What,
Okay,
didn't
if
he-
that's the case, here's the
So when you
situation,
draw
right?
Sylvan Library's ability, you have to...
Yeah. One of the things with Sylvan, it cares about all of the cards you've drawn this turn. This is one of the things that a lot of people actually don't really realize, is that what you can do is if you've cast a card like Brainstorm, right? Those are 3 cards you've drawn this turn. They're in play for the Sylvan. Now, you want to be careful by looking at this card text here. This card text here is not the accurate card text. The card text that you see on the screen there is incorrect. What you want to do is pay attention not to the card, but to that black bolded text in the column.
Okay, that's what this right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that's what you were referring to.
Yeah.
That's not Oracle?
Yeah. The card text itself on the card, don't look at that. There is no longer a 0 : on Sylvan Library.
This should work. There we go, because there's the MTGO version of the card, so even if people are going to look at the card. Okay, so we're back to the game. So now I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. I think maybe a fetch land? Okay, must be a fetch land. Gerard probably wondering why he didn't bring in Sword of Feast and Famine against a base green deck. I mean, I know I'm wondering. I don't know if... and the fact that he still has Fire and Ice in there. Fire and Ice is a great card, not to say he wouldn't leave it, but the fact that... You know, maybe he just didn't feel like it was relevant, but...
Fire and Ice, Sword of Fire and Ice is a really powerful card to have in your deck. So I don't have a problem with him having it in there.
Right.
But he has to be wondering, where is that sword? As you said, the Feast and Famine.
The Feast and Famine is what I'm
Would've
concerned
been-
about. Like,
yeah, it would've been a draw
very,
to
very
have.
good. I mean, no reason to fear another natural order.
Brainstorm looking for the kill here. Not sure how he can find
Yeah,
it to
that's
get
what
2 extra damage.
Exactly. I mean, what can he get? Two Noble Hierarchs somehow?
He could,
There's a Swords to Plowshares on something.
That wouldn't
Alright.
actually help him out there with this, though. Kasali Pride Mage would be of use.
Yeah.
Okay. 2. Right? You made 2?
So,
All right.
in with Progenitus. Push
Knocks Gerard to 2. Go. Draws, reveals. Why is he revealing? Oh, that was just a in play. My bad.
What's that? Oh, okay. So there's a 2 Stoneforge Mystics swinging. Swords to Plowshares hits the 1.
Go up to 5. Yep. All right, that's 5.
And a lightning bolt for the win from Gerard.
There we go.
I believe, yeah, there it is. Okay,
Oh.
so
They shake hands even though that it's only game 2.
yeah, I think they both realize it's
Yeah, we can't draw.
it's
So
just a struggle of a game. Yeah, so basically Gerard swings with 2 Stoneforge Mystics. One has a Sword of Fire and Ice equipped to it. David kills that one with the Swords to Plowshares. One gets in, putting David to 3 life, and Gerard has the Lightning Bolt available to take the win for that game. So now the guys looks like they're rushing through to try to play game 3. Fair enough. How much time on the clock? How much? 30 seconds, but they have a time extension, just probably a couple minutes. Yeah.
It's a sick game, right?
They're obviously rushing, trying either that or they're just fixing the...
I don't think that looks like somebody preparing to go to their next round. This looks like people looking to sideboard, shuffle, get it in. David Houghton knows. David Houghton knows that he can finish games in 2 turns.
Yeah.
And Gerard Fabiano, his deck will not kill as quickly.
Right, but he can disrupt it and maybe just play for the draw.
Well, he can get that kill, though. A turn 1 Figure of Destiny, Figure of Destiny can get there pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, so explain this about Sylvan Library. It says at the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards.
Here's how it works, right? At the beginning of your draw step, that's when your rules-based draw happens, right?
Right.
And it says at the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 more.
Okay.
Well, then, if you do, you choose 2 cards, and you either put 2 cards back, or you pay 4 life per card you don't want to put back.
Okay.
Which means, let's say for the sake of the example, right, that you have out, or that you have drawn via whatever effect. Let's say you've used a Temple Bell during your upkeep, right? So upkeep, activate Temple Bell, draw a card. Draw step, draw 3 cards. Now you've drawn 4 cards and you put 2 cards back.
Okay. So it includes any card you've drawn that turn.
It includes any card you've drawn that turn. Now, confusingly, things like this can happen. You can do something like upkeep, brainstorm, draw 3 cards. You've got to make sure you set those 3 cards you've drawn aside, then crack a fetch land. Then you can still activate the Sylvan during the draw step. And you have to reckon those drawn cards with the brainstorm in the Sylvan cards.
Yeah, that can be really confusing.
Okay, they're playing really quickly here.
Yeah, they are.
Turn 1, Pithing Needle on something. Turn 1, land. Swords to Plowshares on the Noble Hierarch. Turn 2, that Hierarch was gotten with
Green Sun
Zenith. He has to shuffle that, unfortunately. And Gerard gets to untap.
Wasteland?
On Wasteland. Pithing Needle on Wasteland. Turn 2 for Gerard. He really wants a Dark Confidant here. Or if not a Dark Confidant, a Figure of Destiny.
So
fetches through his library. Probably going to get a white-red here. Maybe a black-red, but either Badlands or... There it is, a Badlands. Just shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Extra turns certainly favors David Houghton here. And there's Bob, the card he wants. David Houghton's turn now. David draws. Looks at his hand. And unfortunately, he's well within his rights to play at a normal pace, which can mean slowing things down a little bit. Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf for David.
Tarmogoyf with a Swords to Plowshares in the yard and some land. Bob says Bloodstained Mire.
How big's there, you think? both.
We got a bolt for Tarmogoyf. It's sufficient to kill the Tarmogoyf at this early stage in the game. They do a quick check. Yep. Stoneforge Mystic is going to be able to summon forth a card. Either Sword of Feast and Famine or Umezawa's Jit or Sword of Fire and Ice are the likely targets. He goes for Sword of Feast and Famine, remembering his lesson from the last game.
Interestingly, the if that Green Sun Zenith did not have that shuffle back in effect, he would not have been able to bolt that Tarmogoyf.
This is true. Bob swings in for 2. It's an 18-18 game.
Nor if the Swords to Plowshares didn't exile the creature either. The Hierarch would also be in the graveyard, and the Tarmogoyf would still be alive from a lightning bolt, or be able to take a hit from a lightning bolt. So
Noble Hierarch, and no third land. This is a great position for Gerard to be in. He really can have an opportunity to win this one. He gets a land off of the Dark Confidant. I think he revealed it. I hope he revealed it. The Stoneforge Mystic puts a Sword of Feast and Famine into play. Bob equips it. It comes in. And unless there's an unsummon in David Houghton's hand,
he already untapped his lands.
We got a discard of Fauna Shaman. We get an Inquisition of Kozilek. David Houghton's hand being torn
Natural
up.
Order.
Nothing there to be hit. He just has to. Oh, there is one card, and there's a Rock's Warmonk.
Yeah, I think so. It seems like it could have been that. It was definitely. Well, we had Force of Will, Natural Order, and something else that actually got hit.
Yeah, now, unless Gerard Fabiano has a removal spell for that Noble Hierarch, a land off of the top of Gerard's library, or David's library, would mean that he could get a Progenitus right up.
And I shuffled quick for you to have a
Now they're discussing something. I'm going to be willing to say that they're discussing whether someone should concede or not.
That's what I'm saying.
They still have extra turns, and I'm sure that David would be happy to play for extra turns with that natural order there.
If you did, I would have scooped. Okay.
I'm not quite sure what the discussion is.
I'm just saying draws are not just worked out pretty much.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try to play this stuff.
It's probably something along those lines.
Yeah. Here, you just don't make copy.
Are they discussing the life total?
You're allowed to say that, but your console.
Gerard does not look happy, though. I mean, maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he's just in whatever, man. Or maybe he's unhappy. I really can't tell.
I'm probably gonna trade this off.
What just happened?
I think the runner's going to come in
Neither of us. You know.
What happened? Draw? They were discussing drawing? It looks like they decided to.
Is activate look, retain priority.
Well, I mean, they have 5 extra.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You didn't specify as much, so I mean,
Oh, okay.
What was the
That